Okay, now to torque down these bolts that hold the ring gear on, they're 58 to 63 or 58 to 65 foot-pounds. I think I torqued them to 63. Now to hold this carrier in place, what I did was I put like a screwdriver. You can see it's like not a round screwdriver. It's a well, I just take a square piece of flat stock, long extension, put my leg up against it like that, and had the torque wrench over there, and that kept it from turning. You don't need to make a jig or nothing like that. The other thing is you must use thread locker blue 242 on these threads, and I also chemically cleaned them off. I use starting fluid to chemically clean them off. I put them through a strainer, blow them off with air, blow out the threads. Clean them off with starting fluid, blow them out with air, so there's no oil, so it just got thread locker. So 58 to 65 foot-pounds on these. There's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 bolts. I don't know, whatever they are. I don't know what size they are again. I forgot. I can't see these. I hate these freaking sockets, man. You can't even see what the hell they say. I think it's 14. Yeah, it's 14. It's 14. So next, you notice it's screwed up weather, so I'm going to actually stop doing this for a second. I got to do the other side now. Get these on here. Torque them down. I'm going to use Loctite blue on everything, even though the only place I saw specified was for the ring gear. Now that makes sense because, that's taking all the stress, but I'm using Loctite blue on everything and torquing it. Yeah, and note, I marked this carrier to the ring gear, although maybe that's not essential. I know you're going to have the ring gear in the same position on the pinion, but I'm marking everything. It's going back exactly the way it was. Now the 8 carrier bolts that are on the top here, the 12 millimeter bolts, these are 28 to 32 foot-pounds. The book does not call for Loctite blue, but I put Loctite blue on them anyway, and I torqued them down twice. And usually I use this bar, and I kind of stuck it through here like this to keep that from rotating while I torqued it down. So next step, now this is the part I'm got to be watched for, is the side bearings and this end play and all that kind of crap. Even though I marked it, that's going to be the only part I think is going to be tricky. And it is raining out, as you can see, so I'm not putting this in tonight. It's wet, see. Anyway, well, next we'll check out the I'm going to double check these a couple times and see. I'm going to put the caps on and the adjusters without putting this in here, and just because I know exactly, I could tell where they were, plus I filmed it, so I'm going to make sure they're in there exactly right. So that's the only critical situation I got here. Other than that, it should just bolt right in here. Okay, the differential is all sitting in the housing. That was marked to the carrier housing, to the ring gear, to the pinion, right? The pinion to the housing. So the pinion and the ring gear are exactly where they were. These notches, you see that's on there correct. It's got the right, that's on there correct. It's got the right amount of end play in it. They're exactly positioned to where it was. It was within factory spec. Sometimes it was reading 7 thousandths or 7.5 thousandths. It says 4 to 6 thousandths. In some places it was 5 thousandths. It's like freaking 4. That's right in the middle of factory spec. So where it's off maybe 1,000th or 1,000th and a half. I mean, that's freaking damn good for 220,000 miles, if that's even off that much. If I'm measuring it right. These bolts here that torque down to caps for the side bearings are 51 to 70 foot-pounds. I put them at 70. These ones that lock on the this little clip that holds the adjuster for the side bearings, they're 7 to 10 foot-pounds. I put these on with Loctite Blue, you can see that. And before I use the Loctite Blue, I sprayed the bolts down with, you know, some, well, I use a starting fluid. I always use that. I always get starting fluid because it's cleans, right? But then starts engines too, right? Still cleans. Then I clean this all up perfect. This is, you know, that's really clean. I'm going to use this PermanentX Ultra Gray Maximum. This is one of your, you can use pretty much any damn thing, really, to tell you the truth, any kind of RTV, but this is a little bit better for like differentials and stuff. You know, high vibration applications and stuff. It's a little bit better for that. You can use copper. I usually like the copper stuff too. So anyway, I'll conclude this part for now because I think this, I don't know how long this video went because it's raining out. You can see I'm not going to put it in until tomorrow. But basically, if you watch these three parts, you know what to do, because the next step is, you know, putting this in with the gasket stuff, putting the axles in, you know, bleeding the brakes, filling it up with fluid. I'm going to use Royal Purple fluid. I'm going to put a little AT205 in it just in case I have a pinion seal leak. I don't think I do anymore, but just in case. I'm also going to check my brake lines in the back for rust and go over them with rust reformer and paint them just in case there's anything. I'm going to really nitpick the shit out of it. So basically these three parts of this video pretty much, it does tell you what the hell to do. This is how you put it in. So, and then hopefully it's going to work, man. You never know. I wish I could test it before. I should have, like, I don't know. It's not something I can't really turn this by hand. You got to like turn the whole freaking wheel, you know, the whole wheel. Like you're not going to be able to click this by hand to see if it works. It should. I got it in there right. Anyway, so tomorrow, hopefully, if it's not raining out, I'll install this completely. Yeah, I should say what the hell I installed too. Besides PowerTrax LockRight automatic positive locking differential. In the Suzuki, this is the one for using your existing side gears, 1510. If you got an SJ410, it's 1530. If you got an 85 like mine, you got the pumpkin from a Suzuki Samurai with a different gear ratio. It takes this one out. It's the same pumpkin, but you have shorter axles like the SJ410. I got confused on that crap. Everybody was confused on it. So, anyway, we shall see. Yeah, and I forgot to tell you something. This is not a necessary tip, but, you know, if you're looking at a, you know, the factory service manual, it'll tell you, put the unit in a special jig, and you're wondering, how do you torque down these bolts to 51 to 70 foot-pounds and hold this, right? Well, I just stuck the handle, not nothing metal, it's just a, you know, nylon heavy screwdriver. I stuck it in there, so when the case turns, that goes up against the floor and it holds it in place. It holds it in place, and I was able to torque it. So I told you how I torqued these, you know, by putting the screwdriver through there, and I told you how I torqued these down. And you don't need no special jig. You know, well, I figured I'd tell you that because I'm beginning to remember these tricks from when I was 18 to 20 years old.